Commanders GM Adam Peters sure didn't have a whole lot of draft picks to work with here in the 2025 NFL Draft, but boy, did he make the most of them. Welcome into the Commanders Report. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today, I'm breaking down my Commanders draft grades for the 2025 NFL Draft class for your Washington Commanders. And the draft class here, only 5 picks, all right? And the last one was Jacory Croskey-Merritt, running back out of Arizona in round 7. We also signed or drafted Kain Medrano, linebacker out of UCLA. We'll be breaking down those guys probably more in detail because we didn't put out videos on those 2 players on this channel. But before that, Josh Conerly Jr. in round 1 to protect Jayden Daniels. Trey Amos is going to be a starting outside corner for this team day 1. Then you got Jaylin Lane, wide receiver out of Virginia Tech. Big shout out to producer Joey Peterson getting that video out on Jaylin Lane earlier today. But today we're going to be grading each and every one of these picks from GM Adam Peters and head coach Dan Quinn here in just 1 second. But first, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because tomorrow it's UDFAs, and we're going to have the complete list of UDFAs for the Washington Commanders tomorrow on this channel. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already for extensive Commanders coverage here all throughout the rest of the 2025 offseason. And we continue to get ready for this very momentous 2025 campaign for the Washington Commanders. So in round 1, the Washington Commanders go out and get Josh Conerly Jr. He's going to be your future right tackle on the other side of Laremy Tunsil, who you traded draft capital this year for. And I think that the trade for Laremy Tunsil and Deebo Samuel and those 2 trades definitely need to be taken into account when you're looking at a potential grade for this entire draft class. But Conerly is somebody that is a really good player. He's a really good pass protector that has really clean feet and hands. And, he needs to work on his anchor a little bit, and he needs to beef up a little bit in the league, but that's certainly something that can happen. And I think that, he's going to plug in right away at right tackle. This is a perfect scheme fit for him because this is going to be a very pass-heavy offense for a very, very long time with Jayden Daniels leading the way. And he's a very good athlete, all these different things. So I'm really loving what I'm seeing from Josh Conerly Jr. It allows you to put Brandon Coleman at his potential best spot, in my opinion, at left guard. I think he's more built to be a guard than a tackle. So I think it maximizes what this offensive line is going to be able to do in 2025 and beyond. And I'm going to give it an A-, all right? Like, you had some pretty darn good edge rushers there, and you could have made an argument, hey, go and get that designated pass rusher that this defensive line really, really needs. But, hey, the priority in Washington is to prioritize protecting Jayden Daniels, the franchise quarterback here, and this move definitely accomplishes that. Then in round 2, you have Trey Amos out of Ole Miss, somebody that I thought was going to go in round 1 of the NFL draft this year, fall to you all the way to number 61, and one of the steals of the draft, in my opinion. Amos is so good at a bunch of different things. He's super versatile. He can play in zone. He can play in man. He's got super long arms, and he's very physical in press coverage as well. He doesn't have the best foot speed in the world, but he does play with really good technique and plays with great instincts. So he's somebody that's going to be a plug-and-play starter on the other side of Marshawn Lattimore, and that allows Jonathan Jones to be a true kind of depth piece that can plug in the slot or outside, depending on how injuries kind of shake out throughout the season. On one of your $5.5 million deal for Jonathan Jones, I think that's the ideal role for him after he had a down season last year with the New England Patriots. And with Amos, you've got, of course, Lattimore, and then you can put Mikey Samerstill back in the slot where he was originally drafted to play. I think that this cornerback room went from being a big-time detriment to this team and this roster last year and a big-time weakness to a big-time strength heading into the 2025 season. So kudos to Adam Peters and Dan Quinn for addressing this position in the right way. I'm going to give this an A+ because this is a first-round caliber talent, in my opinion, kind of late first-round kind of guy that you're getting in late round 2. That's a perfect fit for your scheme. You just can't think of anything better here that they could have done in round 2. So I'm going to give this an A+, and that is probably my favorite pick of the entire draft for the Washington Commanders this year. So shout out your guy down there in the comments section. Who is your favorite pick of the draft haul that Adam Peters and Dan Quinn were able to put together this year? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section for today's pinned question. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by letting me know who your favorite pick was in this year's draft class. Then we get into the picks that were made today on day 3 of the 2025 NFL Draft by the Commanders. And Jaylin Lane, wide receiver out of Virginia Tech. And we have been saying on this channel for a little while that they were probably going to add a wide receiver at some point during the NFL draft this year to go alongside Terry McLaurin and, of course, Deebo Samuel, who they traded for. But Lane is somebody that is a downfield threat and a yards after the catch threat because of his ability to burn corners down the field with his excellent long speed. And then he's also really good after the catch as well, which makes him an underneath threat. So he's somebody that, Cliff Kingsbury's going to be able to scheme open on orbit motions, get the ball to him on screens, allow Deebo Samuel to block for him, get him on drag routes, but then also burn the defense deep on post routes, go balls, stuff like that. Of course, we know Jayden Daniels is so good at throwing those deep passes, but this is somebody here in Jaylin Lane who maybe wasn't the most productive wide receiver in the world, but I think he has a really good chance to be a better pro than he was in college. And I do think definitely the quarterback play here in Washington will be better for him. I think he has a chance to be, definitely in the rotation to start. He's going to have to compete with Noah Brown and Luke McCaffrey. He also brings some punt returning type of skill set to the table as well. I think it's a good pick, maybe not a fantastic pick here. There might have been some other receivers I would have taken here at 128, but I do like the pick here, and I think that it's a good fit for what Washington wants to do, so I will give this one a B-. Now, before we get into the rest of the Day 3 picks that the Washington Commanders made today, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Mando Whole Body Deodorant. And spring is in the air, and the weather is warming up. I'm most looking forward to taking my dog out for long walks during the summer and going to watch a ball game on the weekends with producer Joey or my girlfriend Cassie. I'm looking forward to it even more because I've started using Mando Whole Body Deodorant because unlike some other deos I've tried, it can actually handle anything. Mando is safe to use anywhere on your body and is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Also, Mando's entire line of products are baking soda-free, paraben-free, and you can choose from a variety of fresh scents like bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. Mando has a special offer for new customers to get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code CHAT at shopmando.com. Now, Mando has awesome body wash, guys. It's my favorite product from them, and you can get it when you get the starter pack today. It will come in a little tube bottle like this, and let me tell you guys, once I started using this little tube bottle, it went out fast, and then I got the big bottle as soon as I possibly could because it smells that good. And then I also use the stick deodorant as well, so my entire body smells the same. You get a different body wash and a different scent for your deodorant. Sometimes those scents tend to clash, but with Mando, you can have the same scent that your body wash is as your stick deodorant, so you can keep that consistency as well. So Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers because it comes with a solid stick of deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes. Plus, you guys get free shipping, so there's very little risk here by checking out our friends at Mando. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you use code CHAT at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando Whole Body Deodorant today. Now, Kain Medrano here, linebacker out of UCLA, was the selection in round 6. And this is another athletic freak that the Washington Commanders are bringing in here. 6'2", almost 6'3", 222 pounds, and he is an absolute ball of lightning when it comes to his speed. He ran in the 4.4s as an inside linebacker, and he's somebody that's got potential 3-down potential. He needs to develop. His tape is pretty rough. I'm not going to lie, guys, but he is somebody that has the tools to develop behind a Bobby Wagner. He can be a special teams contributor right away, but with Bobby Wagner certainly, in the twilight of his illustrious NFL career, you're going to want somebody that can take over the reins eventually, and Medrano does have the potential to get there, all right? Like, his ability, his testing numbers were off the charts. The speed, 4.46 at 222 pounds is really, really good. And he jumps out of the gym as well. And, I think that he is somebody that has to develop for sure. And I think that having a guy like Bobby Wagner to learn from is going to be really good. Obviously, Jordan McGee is also in this linebacker room, as well as Frankie Louvu. So, if you're looking for somebody in this class, this class, off-ball linebacker class, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, it wasn't very good. And, I think that the best kind of guess that you have is to take somebody with great physical tools and then trust your coaching and your veterans to teach this young person to develop the other areas of their game. So Medrano has a long way to go, but for a round 6 dart throw, he's got excellent physical tools and he's got starter upside. So I'll give this one a B for me. Then the final player that the Washington Commanders drafted this year, Jacory Croskey-Merritt out of Arizona, kind of got jibbed out of his final season because of some eligibility issues at Arizona. Only played one game. And he had over 100 yards in that game and a touchdown. Then he went to Shrine Bowl and he won the MVP of the game for the Shrine Bowl. He had a fantastic week, and I think that this is an absolute steal, guys. He's an absolute burner. He's a fantastic fit for the Washington Commanders offense. And as we know, guys, Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler are free agents next offseason. So you're going to have a plan at this position heading into future seasons. And I think Jacory Croskey-Merritt has the talent to be able to get on the field this season and then potentially even be a long-term RB1 even for the Washington Commanders. This was an absolutely stacked running back class, and I think the Washington Commanders understood that, and they understood that they had Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler, 2 backs that they like, but they also understood, hey, and on day 3, probably late day 3, we can take a guy here that could be a potential future starter for us. So I'm going to take an A here for Jacory Croskey-Merritt. I think this is an absolute steal in round 7. I can't wait to see what he's going to do with the Washington Commanders this year and work his way into the rotation as the season goes on. So now it's red pen time. I'm about to give my final, full grade for the entire draft class here. But before I do that, give me your grade for the 2025 draft for the Washington Commanders. Only 5 picks, but I think that they did a pretty darn good job with these picks, guys. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. And for me, guys, I think it's an easy A grade. You didn't have many picks, but you really filled out a lot of your needs. The one that you really didn't fill out in terms of needs is edge rusher. But they did bring in Jacob Martin. They did bring in Dietrich Wise this offseason. And who knows, they might even still trade for Trey Hendrickson or something like that in the months to come if things really start to devolve between Hendrickson and the Bengals organization. So you could still potentially address that need, and it sucks that the Commanders didn't have the opportunity to do that in an adequate sense here. But I do think overall you're getting a really good running back, a good wide receiver that's a good fit for the offense. You're getting a potential future starting linebacker in round 6 that's going to be a developmental piece. And then your first 2 picks were absolutely excellent. Getting a future right tackle, which maximizes what this offensive line can be next year, and then a corner that's going to be able to start for you right away. So just a quick update here and just a quick recap of the picks that the Washington Commanders made this year. Just 5 of them: Josh Conerly Jr., Trey Amos, Jaylin Lane, Kain Medrano, and then Jacory Croskey-Merritt. Again, guys, we're going to have full UDFA coverage tomorrow. So keep your eye on all the different Commanders UDFAs that are going to be signed here over the next 24 hours or so. And I'll be giving my takes on every single UDFA that the Commanders pick up on a video that we do tomorrow. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, go raise some hail.